Can you hear me? Does that work? Okay. Like Jill said, my name is Mark Elliott. I'm a lieutenant at the police department. I've been there, I'm in my 24th year, so I'm old.
Whoa.
I've been doing this for a really long time.
That's cool.
I've been lucky enough to work with victims assistance for the last couple of years. I teach subject control, so police officers that go out, sometimes people don't want to do what they're supposed to. You have to do things to make them do what they're supposed to. So I teach that at the police department, and then the situational awareness and the self-defense kind of falls in with that. So I've been doing this for the last couple of years. And we're going to teach you guys how to avoid a problem. Okay? Is that the best way to do it? Just avoid it? Yeah, we avoid it. Okay? So, things to start out with, situational awareness, right? When we're getting ready to go somewhere, whether we're going to school, we're going to work, going to a friend's house, before we even leave our house, what are some things we should remember to do?
Make sure you have everything.
Make sure you have everything.
Check to make sure that you got everything.
Mm-hmm. Make sure you have all your stuff. Should we tell somebody where we're going?
Lock your door.
Lock your door after you leave. Should we make sure somebody knows where we're going?
Make sure the people with you, let them know you're going somewhere, just in case they want to look for you.
Yep. In case something happens and we can't find you, we need to know where to go look.
Yep.
So it's always good to let somebody know where you're going. Roommate, family member, or whoever you're going to see. Let them know you're coming. So everybody knows that, hey, Mark didn't show up when he was supposed to. Where was he supposed to be going? And we know. Okay? Let people know the route you're going to take, your family, or whoever you're coming to see. When you're going, know the location, the surroundings, and your exits. So if I go to Walmart, I walk into Walmart, and a big fight breaks out inside Walmart, it'd be a good idea to know where the exits are, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So I can get away from there. What if somebody's at the front door causing a problem? Is it a good idea to know that I can walk out through the back by the shop in the back? Yeah.
You walk towards the exit.
Mhm.
When somebody's having a fight or a problem, you go back the other way. Or if somebody's having a fight in this way, you go back the other way.
Yep. Walk away from it. Avoiding the situation is the best thing we can do. Right? There's nothing wrong with walking the other way, walking out a different door. Okay? Should we have to do that? Should we have to walk away from somebody that's causing a problem?
Yes.
We shouldn't have to, but we should because it's the right thing to do, right?
Right.
Right? So sometimes with older people, that's where I get my biggest problem is I'm not going to walk around that. I can do whatever I want. If they're going to cause that problem, then I'm just going to be part of the problem. It's easier to just walk away from it and we don't have a problem. Okay? Don't always take the same route. How many people go out for walks? When you guys go out for walks, don't always walk the same route.
You can walk a different route.
Walk a different route. So if somebody wants to cause you problems and they watch you on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and you walk the exact same route Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, it's pretty easy to wait for you on Thursday, right?
Right.
You just sit there and wait around the corner for you to come around the corner.
See, when I go out for a walk, I walk the section towards traffic or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You just go on this way, you're on this side, but if you come coming back, you're on the other side of the direction, that way the car will know where you're
Car
going.
can see you that way. You can
That's
see
way,
them.
that's way they can see where you're going, just in case if something happens. You have your wallet on you, you have your application on you, and the people will know where you live at and where your house is at.
Perfect.
Well, when my mom and I go out and walk our dogs, we usually stay on our street because it's nice, because it's safe.
And you probably have neighbors that see you out walking and can keep an eye on you, right?
Yeah.
That's good.
And it's a very safe place, so that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Or when I have my phone with me at home, my friends, like Patricia Haynes, she checks on me every once in a while when she got on grounding. She checks on me and told me what was. She checks on me and tells me if I'm okay, and then yes, I'm okay, like I said. And my friend Patricia Haynes checked on me on my phone when I was at my house, and she checked on me and she looked at me and she just call me and she likes me.
Making sure you're okay, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
I'm with remote support, and every time when I go on a walk, I have an in-purse. Like if someone does something to me, or if someone is something danger, all I have to do is hit that in-purse, and they'll notify the cops.
But you gotta remember, sometimes it takes us a couple minutes to get there.
Yeah.
So, it's better to just try to avoid that problem, okay? When you guys park, like you go to Walmart, or you go to, how many of you guys drive? Anybody?
I'm gonna be working on it this year.
All right. So here's some good driving stuff, okay? If you drive somewhere, Walmart, Meijer, Kroger,
Yeah.
or if you go all the way down to Columbus, like Polaris or something, and you want to go shopping, make sure you park in a lighted area, okay? Make sure
Yeah,
you,
especially at night.
at night, even during the day, try to park underneath the light, because if you come out and it's dark out, then you already have the light there, okay? Think about things like that when you're parking. Make sure you remember where you're at. Phones are pretty cool now. You can just drop a pin where you parked at and make it easy to find in a big giant parking lot.
Or you can,
Yeah, maybe when I get my car, I'll find a feature like that.
or if your friend calls you, then they can call you and check on you and see what's going on, and then that'll be a good idea. Just
You
talk
can
to
tell them where you
them.
park so they can remember for you too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And also at
that's what my friend usually does with my phone.
Walmart or Meijer or Kroger, you can park somewhere, you gotta remember where you park at, and so you know which lane to go down on, because if you go down the wrong lane, you'll be walking from one side to another side, because I know some people that had that problem, walking to, wherever they park at, they walk down to another parking spot and see where they park at, and so they always, mix up where they park at.
So try to park the car in a way that you don't have to back out. You can pull straight out. So whether that's pulling through.
Yeah, when my family does shopping trips, they try to do it when they can.
When my staff parks, she parks where she can go out forward instead of backing out. If there's a spot open up front, you can go from where the other lane's at up to the other lane, and that way, if you got that lane, and then the person don't have that lane, that means you can pull out forward, and you will know where you park at, so you don't have to worry about backing up and have to deal with the traffic, and there's a lot of people that backs out, and there's a lot of people that pull forward.
Make it easier for you to get out quicker.
It's easy for you to get out if you go forward instead of backwards, if you do, and stuff like that, so yeah,
If you can't pull all the way through, you can back into a parking
you
spot.
get back in.
Okay? It's easier to pull in there and back in and park than it is to back out trying to get away. Make sure you check your car when you walk up to it. What do we do if there's somebody weird standing next to our car when we come out of the store? Keep walking.
You keep ignoring them.
You just walk. What's wrong with going back in the store? You go back in the store.
Yeah, you get back in the store.
Yeah, go back in the store. So, nothing wrong with, hey, there's somebody weird standing by my car, I'm going to go back inside.
And if
Yeah,
there's
and
somebody-
maybe try to ask for help.
You can ask somebody in the store for help.
And if there's somebody there, and a stranger, you don't know what, you get on the phone and call somebody and say, hey, I got somebody that's by my car, and I don't know who that person is. You can call the
Police department or the sheriff's
and
office.
tell them, well, I got a stranger standing by my door, by my car door, and I don't know the person, and stuff like that. And they can come and then they can let you know how far they are from you, and then from the car they have.
Just tell them to meet you at the door.
Yeah, make sure they meet you at the door where the person's at, so that's way you won't have to worry about getting in the middle of the stranger's way and all that. That's why the cops can look after, and they look after you, and they look after other people. If you don't know the person, it's a stranger. They know to take care of the stranger instead of you.
Right. So if we get to our car, what should we do before we walk up to it?
Check the
Check the license plate and the doors.
Check inside your car.
Check inside your car.
What if you forgot to lock it? Somebody's sitting in the back seat.
Just keep walking.
Just keep walking.
Yeah, just keep walking in.
That's definitely one to call the sheriff's office or the police department.
Yeah.
Okay? I would much rather you guys call and we get there and nothing's really wrong than you not call and something bad happens. Remember that. If you think something's wrong, call us. Okay?
Yeah.
A lot of people think, well, I don't want to bother the sheriff's office or the police department, and they don't call. I would much rather have you guys call and we show up and there's nothing wrong. And say, hey, no big deal, and leave. And you not call because you're scared to call us.
As
Okay?
you know the old saying, better safe than
Better
sorry.
safe than sorry. If it doesn't feel right, it's probably not. So you should probably call us. If you can, when you're leaving school or work, walk outside with somebody with you. Get your friend, walk out to your car together. Make sure that everything's okay. Go
I
on.
walk out.
Yeah,
I walk out
when
with
my
my-
sister
with my
goes out, she makes sure to have at least a friend with her. That way she knows, we know she's safe.
I have a staff with me each time I walk out the door, I walk with her and, go to the car and, get in to leave and all that, so my staff will be on.
So,
Yeah, and she mainly does this if she's gonna go away for a long period of time.
what are some things we shouldn't do when we're walking around outside?
Watch where you walk.
Yeah, always watch where you
Play on
walk.
your cell phone.
No playing on the
Yeah,
cell phone.
no cell phones, always watch your surroundings.
Your cell phone should probably be in your pocket.
Or your purse.
Or your purse.
Or your book bag.
Or your book bag.
Well, make
Basically,
sure- make
any
sure
bag
do
you
have-
can think of.
Make sure you do have your purse with you, because you never know. A stranger might have your phone and he may have your bag and you don't have your phone with you.
Ladies, what's something else that gets us in trouble?
Digging for your keys in your purse.
Looking in your purse.
Yeah, that's in your purse.
So,
I have like several pockets in my bag, so I can like find some stuff easy, like mints, my phone.
so how do we avoid those problems?
Prepare ahead.
Prepare ahead.
Yep.
So before I walk out of the store,
Make
I want
sure.
to get my keys. I want to have them in my hand. I want my phone in my pocket, my purse, however you're going to carry it. People have different opinions. They keep it on one arm over here, so if somebody grabs it, it just goes. Some people wrap it around their neck. I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. There's pros and cons to both.
I have an idea.
Okay.
If someone were to take your phone away, somebody, if you have an app or something that knows phone alarms or something for thieves, you can just turn them on so the thieves won't take it if you have enough money for it.
Yeah.
Or if you don't have enough money for it, you can have it for free. And if you have more to take your phone, you turn on your alarm. And then if the thief were to take it, the alarm will go off.
Yeah. That would work. So, distractions, walking. We want to try to walk with another person or a group. Get to know helpful things along the path. So, when we're out taking a walk, if this is the corner of a building, and I'm walking around this corner, should I stay right up against the building and walk around it like this? No. Right? Where do I want to be when I'm walking around the corner?
On the sidewalk.
Super wide out here.
Super wide.
From here, I can see around the corner already, right?
Yeah.
So nobody's going to surprise me when I come around the corner.
Yeah,
So if I go super wide and I walk around the corner, I'm away from the corner so nobody can grab me if they're right there. And I can see them before I get there. Okay, so you want to be wide. I want to know, go ahead.
the way you use guts, training it, if you walk, outside, the area, like if you're walking towards the table,
Mhm.
you might actually, bump into your leg, or
Yep,
you might
bump
end up
into it.
bumping into something. That's way you'll be out some when you're walking around instead of walking inside the table.
Same thing with cars,
They name a car.
park benches, things
Yeah.
along the way, telephone poles. If she's scary and I'm not sure about her and I'm walking, maybe there's a telephone pole right here. Is there anything wrong with me walking on the other side of the telephone pole? Right.
Yeah.
Should I have to avoid her? No.
No.
But is it better that I do to avoid a problem?
Mm.
Yes. It's better that I just avoid the problem. Okay? Don't be afraid to walk wide, go around things. Use barriers. If something doesn't seem right, walk on the opposite side of a car. Walk on the opposite side of a building.
Or a tree, or
Or a tree,
or a tree if you can, like if it's big or
telephone pole, anything. Keep stuff in between you. So, go ahead.
Or a shelter.
Or a shelter, anything. Is a tree gonna stop somebody from running over and grabbing me?
Slow them down.
It'll slow them down.
Yeah, slow 'em
It'll buy me a couple seconds, that's all I need, right?
Get away.
Yeah,
To get away, to grab my cell phone and hit the emergency button, whatever I gotta do,
yeah.
okay? To get my keys out of my pocket, and poke them with them when they run up, to scream really loud that you need help.
On our trucks, we have an alarm on our truck that tells you, if there's somebody breaking in or something like that, the alarm will go off.
Yeah.
Cause we have a button on our key thing that says, alarm, and then it says unlock and lock it. Make sure, when you get out of your car, make sure your door is completely locked, cause, if somebody breaks in or something like that, the alarm will go off. And I have some people at Walmart, alarms will go off and they don't turn them off until they, figure out which alarm's going off and which car's going off, the alarm.
What else is something we can do when we're walking around?
You could, when you're walking around, and if you're at a store or any place else, you could ask a firefighter or somebody like you. You could ask a firefighter to set alarms for Marion, or you can set up alarms for any stores.
Yeah.
In case if people are attacking you.
You guys notice something I'm doing when you're talking?
What?
See how I'm looking at you and making eye contact with you?
Yeah.
Yes.
People don't do that anymore.
No, some people don't.
So when you're walking through parking lots, a lot of you guys are doing really good asking questions and talking and looking at me when you talk to me. A lot of younger people don't do that.
Nope.
They look down at the ground when they walk. They don't make eye contact with people. So when you're walking and I'm walking through a parking lot, I look up and I make eye contact with people. You know why we do that?
Just for safety, if you're trying to talk to somebody.
If I'm looking around and I see what's going on around me, bad people are bad people. And they are looking for a weak person to attack. If I'm making eye contact with you as I'm walking through the parking lot, do I look as weak as somebody that's doing this?
No.
No.
Right.
It means you're doing what's right.
Look around and make eye contact with people as you're walking. They don't want to attack the person that might fight back or that might know what they look like or might be a good witness. They want to attack the person who's doing this, because you'll never see them coming.
I see a lot of people walk around and if they find somebody that has a purse, they'll swipe it from them.
Mm-hmm. Look around and see who's around you. Make eye contact. You can say hi.
And then, but also make sure they don't look like they're ready to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Tell people all the time. Make eye contact. Say hi. You don't have to stare at them. But say hi. It makes bad people are just like predators. They're like animals. They're looking for somebody weaker to attack. So if you make eye contact and say hi, it makes them think, that's not a weak person. I don't want to mess with them. It helps. So just like I'm doing as I'm walking around, I'm looking at you, I'm talking to you. When I talk, I look you in the eye.
Just for safety reasons, when you're wanting to talk to people and just make a stare and talk to people while you're talking to them so they can hear you, not look down.
Yep. Look at people in the eye when you're talking to them. There we go. Okay. Something really good to remember. Don't do stupid things, right?
Right.
If something's bad, and we know we probably shouldn't do it, we probably shouldn't do it.
Yeah.
How many of you guys stay out after midnight? You stay out after midnight?
Sometimes, but not a whole lot.
We usually stay in all night, except when I need to take my dog. I mean, besides taking out my dogs for for their final run of the day.
Have you guys ever heard nothing good happens after midnight? It's true.
Probably.
Probably 9 o'clock's a better. I work at night, and I can tell you very little good things happen after midnight. There's no reason to be out running around after midnight.
Well, I don't do that.
Good.
I'm usually in my room at that time.
I wish I was. Don't go to stupid places, right?
Yep.
If we know somewhere's bad and we shouldn't be there, don't go there. Where's a bad place we shouldn't go at night?
We shouldn't go to the marijuana place.
That's a good place not to be at night.
And bars.
Bars are a bad place to be. Bad hangouts, parties, things like that.
And
Late at night.
And parks.
Yep, parks. Well, parks are closed, so you can't be there at night.
You'll be there after night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never go to a place after closing.
The next one's a good one that gets all of us. Oop, I went too far.
Right?
Don't hang out with stupid people. We all have friends that get us in trouble, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have friends that get me in trouble. You know you shouldn't hang out with them, but you do anyway, and they get you in trouble, right?
Yeah.
So,
My sister has some amazing group of friends. They're not like that.
yeah,
So
good.
that's good.
So be careful who you're hanging out with. If somebody wants you to do something or go somewhere that you shouldn't, and you know you shouldn't go there, don't go. Right?
Right.
What are some pre-assault cues? If somebody's going to assault you, what do you think you should be looking for?
The police.
Now, what do you think they would do if they're going to assault you? If I was going to come over and punch you, what do you think I would do?
You can probably get in trouble.
I would get in trouble after I did it. But what would you look for beforehand?
Probably someone walking quickly towards you.
Walking quickly, something that's out of place.
Yeah.
So, funny story, before I was a cop, I was a bouncer in a bar. And it was super crowded. Anything that moved fast in that bar was trouble. So if I caught something moving fast out of the corner of my eye, I knew something bad was going to happen. If you're walking through the Walmart parking lot and you see something moving fast out of the corner of your eye, pay attention to it.
Yeah.
All right, something bad's probably going to happen.
And then make sure to have self-defense ready.
So things to think about. Just pay attention to the people around you. What if you're carrying your purse and I'm standing over here and I'm just staring at your purse? What's that telling you?
You better run.
You better run because I'm probably going to come try to take your purse. Yep. What if we're standing here and I start doing this? What am I doing? I'm looking for an escape route. And I'm making sure nobody else is watching.
Yep.
No witnesses. So I'm probably going to do something bad if I start looking around.
Yeah, but that means you better run too.
You should probably run or make a scene or call for help.
Yeah, but first, before you call for help, look for a safe place where they can't see you.
So what are some things people can say that might let you know that they're going to do something like assault you or rob you or do something like that?
Make up a reason to get close to you. Hey, can I borrow $1? Or hey, can you tell me what time it is? Or,
Excellent.
hey, can you light a cigarette?
You know, like casual questions, or like if they don't know what's going on.
There's no reason for somebody to come up and start asking, right? If I don't know you, I shouldn't be coming up and asking you for money. If I don't know you, I shouldn't come up and ask to borrow your car or get a ride. How many people just walk up to a stranger and say, will you give me a ride? Would you guys ever do that?
No, I would tell them to call an Uber.
Yep.
I was just gonna say, sometimes people will ask you for help looking for their dog or a young child. So to keep that.
You know what you do when they ask for that? Let me call the police for you. They'll help.
Yeah.
We do that all the time. Sheriff's office does that all the time. It's not a big deal. People come out and help. If they really want help, they want to talk to us. If they don't want help, they'll disappear before we get there. Okay? What if somebody says, I'm going to assault you?
Take them at their word.
Take them at their word. It's not a joke. Okay? If I say I'm going to kick your butt, I mean it. Okay? That's my fault if I'm joking. So take them at their word. Don't stand there and say, oh, Mark's joking. Oh, I said it. You need to assume that I mean it. Okay? If somebody says something like that, it's not a joke. What are some things they could do? We kind of talked about that looking at us already. What if somebody is holding their waist or keeping their hands behind their back? As they're walking
Usually
up
because
here?
they may have a weapon or something.
Weapon. Things we look for police all the time. That's why you always hear cops and all that. Get your hands out of your pockets. You have no idea what somebody has in their pocket or what they have a hold of if they have their hands behind their back. How they stand.
They might have a racing knife in there too.
Yep. So, if I was going to punch somebody, would I just stand here like this? What if I weighted my feet, widened my stance, squatted down a little bit, brought my hands up here? Do I look like I might try to hurt somebody now?
Yeah.
So if somebody walks up to you, and this is called blading, right? Keeping my strong side back, because I'm right-handed, why would I do that? So I have more force when I throw that punch.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep, I'm right-handed too, so I would put my left right here, so that way I can have the left ready.
Mm-hmm. Get it ready. What they're looking at, we talked about that. Looking around, we talked about that, right? They're looking around for an escape route or witnesses, target glance, looking at your purse, your cell phone, things that they want to try to take from you, adjusting their clothing because they have a weapon hidden, how they're acting. If they're acting weird, if something's not right, what's that mean?
Something's probably not right.
Something's not right. If it doesn't feel right, it's not right. And don't ever hesitate to walk away or call us.
They might also be wearing a hood over their head or wearing a mask to hide their identity.
So we teach with police stuff, things to watch for. If it's 90 degrees outside and somebody's wearing a winter coat, that's not normal, right?
No.
They're wearing a
It's
big,
usually because they're hiding something.
hiding something. They're trying to cover up something underneath the coat.
Yep.
So, things to pay attention to. You guys have to take responsibility for your own safety, right?
Yep.
Like I said, we can call the police, but it's going to take us time to get there. Unless I'm there on another call or just happen to be right there, it's going to take the police a while to get there. So you have to do things to make up for that time. If there's an issue, walk away from it. Get yourself safe. If something starts before you're able to walk away from it, make a scene. Some people, another guy we teach with, likes everybody to be professional and not cuss and not say anything, but if you yell some cuss words in the Walmart parking lot, what happens?
Everybody's looking.
Everybody looks.
Everybody looks.
You yell whatever you have to make people look if something's wrong. There's guys like me and Deputy Allen over there that are in plain clothes that are shopping just like anybody else. And guess what happens when we see that going on? We go into cop mode and we come over and do what we're supposed to. And you wouldn't even know we were there. But there's guys like us all over. So
Oh, so it would be kind of like undercover.
kind of. But I've had it happen before shopping with my kids. So just make a scene to make sure people know. And they don't even have to be a police officer. There's people out there that care and will come help. Okay? Talk your way out of it if you can. If something's going to happen, if somebody wants your wallet, what do we do? If we can't get away, what do we do?
Give it to them.
Give them the wallet. Call us. If they want your purse and they've already gotten close enough to you that they can take it, what do we do?
Let them take it.
Let them take it.
Everything.
Okay? There is nothing worth fighting for in your purse, your wallet, nothing worth getting hurt over. Okay? And we can get into fun stuff, but I'll let Jesse go first, and then we can decide if we want to do that later if we have time.
Alright, my name is Jesse Allen. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for about 10 years. I started and I worked patrol for a little while, and I went to the Detective Bureau pretty shortly after I started. I spent a little bit of time in the Detective Bureau, and then I went back to the road, and after working the road for a couple more years, I started the public relations with the Sheriff's Office. So that's what I do now. I do all of our public relations stuff, so I get to go to all the public events, I get to have fun with all the kids, you guys. I do a lot of stuff with seniors, so we have a program called Safeguard Our Seniors. Basically every Tuesday, which is today, I'm here for you guys today, but after I'm done, I'll be going around to all my houses and checking on all my seniors to make sure they're doing okay. I started a Basketball for Youth tour, which I think a few of you guys may have been out to my Basketball for Youth tour, basically all the villages in the county. You guys can go out to and play basketball with me. We do pizza and waters, and I've got t-shirts that I give out for free. Did you go to one? Yeah, I thought you did. So that's pretty cool. If you get on the Facebook page, you can see our flyers for the Basketball for Youth program that I do. I look forward to seeing you guys out there if you can make it to one. I also do the inmate work program, so basically we take low-level offenders out of the jail and they do work for the community. Basically, they get 1 day off their jail sentence for every day of work that they do, so it's really good for them, and it's really good for the community. Another thing that I do is our Guardian Angel program, so it's basically child ID cards, and we put information for the parents on the child ID card, so if you guys ever get lost, the person that finds you can reach out to the parents. If you don't know the phone number or you forget the phone number, because I can't remember half the phone numbers in my contacts, I'm sure you guys probably can't get it. So it's just a good way of reaching out to your parents or your guardian. I also do the VIPs program, which is, we just started that last night. Was my first night of it. It's volunteers in police service. So if you guys are ever interested in a program like that, we'll be starting another one either towards the end of this year or next year. And you can sign up and go do a background check, and you can kind of sit in on the program and learn about what we do as law enforcement. It's a pretty cool program, and you might get to fly a drone or something fun like that.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool program. So do you guys know why I want to talk to you today? As far as safety goes?
Yes, it's about awareness day.
Awareness. So along with awareness, who has cell phones? Everybody in here has got a cell phone, right? How about a laptop? If you don't have a cell phone, you probably have a laptop, right? So with a cell phone or a laptop, what is the number one use of it?
It's to call in case of an emergencies.
It's communication, right?
Right,
But not just for emergencies. You might reach out to people to talk to as friends, right?
right.
You might have Facebook profiles or Instagram profiles or Twitter, or
Well, I don't have social
you
media.
don't have social media.
No.
Does anybody in here have social media?
I have
Few of you
Facebook.
guys probably do, yeah. So do you think that there could be some problems that we run into with social media?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. What do you think some of those problems could be?
Well, if I call the wrong number on Facebook, I normally call the wrong number on the social media page, which is I don't know of, and then I got in trouble with it a little bit.
Yeah, you can talk to somebody that you shouldn't be talking to pretty easy, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
People could pretend to be people who they aren't.
Fake profiles, absolutely. How about online dating? Right? Has anybody ever done anything with online dating? Yeah. It's not out of the ordinary anymore. It's not. So once you have that online profile, no matter what profile it is, if you get to the point where you're sending text messages or pictures or even emails to somebody that you don't know who they are, or even if it is a friend, once you hit that send button, there's no taking it back. It's done. And it can never be deleted. Even though you think it's deleted, it's probably not deleted. It's probably still floating out there someplace, because all of the online websites or servers, they're all cloud-based anymore. So it stores that data pretty much permanently. What is another thing? Once you send a picture to somebody, you guys are friends now. 6 months from now, you're no longer friends or boyfriend and girlfriend. What's another thing that can come up if you send that picture to somebody that you're no longer friends with?
If you send a picture or something to somebody I don't know, you could get into a lot of trouble by my friends, and then we both might break up.
You could get into trouble. Yeah. How about blackmail, right?
Yeah, you could get in trouble with that too.
The person that you're not getting along with anymore can use that picture as blackmail. They can post it online, and anything else that they want to do with it, they have total control to do whatever they want to with that picture. Not only sending pictures, but posting pictures to like your Facebook pages. So those unprofessional pictures that you might post on there, a lot of times businesses will check your Facebook or your TikTok or whatever kind of social media platform you have during their background check, right? So if you are in the process of trying to get a job someplace and you've got pictures on your profile that don't look very professional, a lot of times your business will not hire you for the content that you have on your website. Does that make sense? You got to be careful not just what you're sending to each other, but what you're also posting online. So there's 3 rules of thumb: be courteous, be professional, and be respectful with the photos and the text and the information that you post and you send online.
Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Do you recommend for people to have their profiles locked as much as they can so that people that don't know them can't see them?
I do. Yep. You should only accept friends requests or follow people that you know in person. Yep.
You gotta watch out for who you texting, because you may not text the right person, you text the wrong person, and they might think you're texting somebody else, and you're not texting the right person.
Absolutely.
That actually just happened to my husband over the weekend. He got this real friendly text that said, "Hey, how are you? What are your plans for this weekend?" But he didn't know the number. And my husband's very friendly, so he responded back. And now he has this conversation going with Mary from California, who asked him for some coffee. And my husband's a lucky man, and so he continued this conversation until I said, "Honey, that's a scam. I think you need to stop responding."
Yeah,
So just if you get a friendly text message, make sure you know who it is.
I get a lot of scam calls and
Mhm.
stuff like that.
Yeah, I try to avoid scam calls. If there are times when I can't ignore it, I would tell them, "You have the wrong number," or "Leave me alone before I get the cops involved."
Yeah, and to be honest with you, sometimes it's not even the best thing to answer them at all. Sometimes the best thing to do is to just hang up on them, because what will happen is with AI nowadays, AI can use your voice saying yes or no, and then they can basically imitate a phone call with you acknowledging something to be able to go further with that scam and say that you've agreed to purchasing something and they've got you saying yes now, essentially. So that's something else to keep in mind. So if you get a call from somebody that's not a real, that you think it's a scam or that it's not a real person, don't say anything to them at all, just hang up on them.
Even if they're being very, very nice.
Yeah. Especially if they're being very, very nice. Sometimes that's the key word right there. So another thing is online gaming, right? How many people like to play games? Okay, so we got a few gamers in here. Obviously, with the video games, it goes back to the same thing, your personal info, right? Never ever give anybody personal info. Like, even if you think you've got a friend online, they're being super nice to you, you guys are talking about your problems, you don't want to ever give any kind of information out online. So, what is some personal info that you don't think you should give out online?
Your name,
Exactly. Your name,
phone number,
your phone number, address.
Date of birth.
Yep.
definitely do.
Yep. How about any kind of credit or debit card information?
No.
No,
Exactly.
personal information has to be secure.
Yep, exactly. You don't want to ever give any credit card or debit card information over the phone or any kind of bank account information. You might have, how many of these games have built-in things that you can purchase through the game now? You might have a friend that's wanting you to loan him some money and he's going to pay you back later on, and then next thing you know, you loan him your bank account number or your credit card number and he's purchased what he wants to purchase and then something, right?
I know some friends that have purchases, but it might be a scam to my mom and I. But if I have a game that is a scam, I usually don't get it on accident. It was on purpose.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times the scammers are targeting a specific person. They probably know who they're talking to or who they're aiming at already by online profiles or online information, and they'll pick out the people in the crowd who think that are weaker than somebody else, that aren't necessarily as smart as somebody else, that would be an easy target for them to get money out of, basically. Which is why a lot of times senior citizens are the ones that get scammed, is because they're talking to somebody on the phone about their extended car warranty or how they need to update their radio, and then they're giving their credit card information out over the phone, and they're getting taken for $2,000 or $3,000 on a car that's 15 years old and their extended warranty's been up for 10 years now.
And that's the thing about the elderly, many of them are weak while some aren't in their right mind.
Yeah, yep, that's exactly right.
Sometimes I'll look at my phone, and if there's a number written up there and I don't even know what that number is, I just reject it because, I don't know that number, if I don't know that person that's calling me,
Yep, just hang up on it.
just hang up on it.
Exactly. Yep. For sure. So a couple other internet scams, and this is the last little topic that I got to touch on here. But has anybody ever purchased an item online?
I have doing it online.
Yeah.
But usually if I do it on Facebook or TikTok, maybe TikTok's a scam for me, my dad. Like Dad said, and I had wanted to purchase something and then I didn't get it.
Yep, a lot of times on TikTok and Facebook when you go to purchase stuff, it'll be a scam. So any time that you're on like Facebook Marketplace or whatever the TikTok store is, it's always better to have a trustworthy person meet in a spot like a police department parking lot or a sheriff's office parking lot, and then do the exchange in the parking lot with cash while you've got somebody else with you, so you're not there by yourself.
Yeah.
Never ever take any kind of sales from Facebook or from TikTok with your credit card or your debit card, because you're generally going to get scammed all the time.
And have somebody that you trust help you make that transaction.
Yes.
You know, somebody
Yeah, my
that you
family trusts
you're not
Amazon
the-
because they deliver her to the thing they need it almost every time.
Yep.
And then my mom and dad trust Amazon and Walmart only. And then my mom trusts some,
Yeah, so Amazon's the only thing.
and my dad only trusts Walmart because
Especially
and
with the
Walmart's not a scam, but my parents only trust Amazon too.
Yep, and a lot of times when you order from the professional websites, you can use PayPal to be able to make your purchases, and PayPal is a secure transaction, so any kind of scam that you use PayPal to go through, PayPal will actually reimburse you your money if it's a scam. They'll actually do an investigation themselves, and they will reimburse you your money if you've been scammed online somehow. And a lot of the websites that take PayPal are trusted, because PayPal won't let the websites that are not trusted be a part of PayPal's purchase plan, basically.
Do we ever use a debit card to buy something online?
I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I've never used my debit card to buy something online, but I don't really go through my email for websites. I usually go directly to a specific website that I know is a legitimate website. So a lot of times it'll have like www.whatever the like website is .org or a professional .com, like a commercial website. Now you can get tricked by that too, because they can have fake websites, but they usually have a whole bunch of other, like behind the .com, they'll have a whole bunch of other like / numbers / this.
Happens all the time. So if you're not sure,
Yeah, if you're not
give
sure,
somebody that you trust.
you better not make that
the
purchase.
transaction.
Yep.
And then when my parents trust Amazon or Walmart, usually when I get my stuff on Walmart this weekend, my mom and my dad bought something on Walmart with my money, and I'm getting it this weekend on Fridays with my card money. I'm getting a new tops and some shirts.
Yep. As
And
long
I'm
as
already gone. This one already gone last night, and I'm getting it this Friday, the other Friday.
Yep, as long as your parents purchased it from a secure website.
Yes.
Yep.
As long as you pay for it.
And the last thing that I have to talk about here is never accept money from anybody that you're trying to buy something from. So sometimes what people will do, and even in stores, they'll have what they call a quick change artist. And what they'll do is they'll give you a certain amount of money, and then you'll give them back a certain amount of money, and then they'll give you some more money, and then you'll give them back some money, and then the next thing you know, you're negative $300, and they've got $500, or however much more times what goes on online is people will send you a check. Like they'll send you a check in the mail, and they'll expect you to go cash that check, and the check will bounce, and you'll never end up getting your items. Or they'll do the same thing with you trying to sell an item to them. They'll send you a check, you'll send them the items, and then the check will bounce, and you won't ever actually get the money for the items that you just sold to somebody. That makes sense? Alright, well that's all I got for you guys. Give it over to Bill.
Yeah, you can have it. So I'm going to bring my handsome assistant up here today. I think he's taken by Marion County Board of Developmental Disabilities. And we're going to talk about wheelchair safety today. And I thought maybe there'd be some other people here in wheelchairs. Do any of you have friends or know somebody in a wheelchair?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, I hardly, there are no wheelchairs in my family.
There are?
No.
They're not? Okay.
I have a friend named Trevor, but he's one of my friends that likes to talk about wrestling. But
Yeah.
he's at Marco 2820
Okay.
for this, and then my friend named Trevor likes to talk about WWE stuff, so I had to talk to him about it.
Okay. So, Cody and I have 33 years of experience in dealing with wheelchairs and going out in the public. And sometimes, you know, we have to be careful with what we do when we're out in public with a wheelchair. And a lot of the things that Lieutenant Elliott talked about as far as just being aware of our surroundings and watching for people that might, I don't know, should we say they look a little bit shady? We're not sure what their, shifty, okay. What their intentions are and that sort of thing. That's something that that I watch for when I have Cody out in the public sector. A lot of times I don't take Cody to Columbus anymore unless we have a doctor's appointment. We used to go and make a day of it. We stop and shop at Polaris and get lunch and that sort of thing. And then there's just, there's a lot of crime anymore and shootings and stuff like that. So we don't tend to do that much anymore. But when I do have him out in public, one of the first things that I look for is where are the exits? If I had to get him out of a situation or a building, is it a ramped exit? Because I hate to go out the exit and then find out there's no ramp because what am I going to do? If we're somewhere and there would be something bad happening, where can I seek shelter? I always try to just be cognizant of those areas and look, where could I take him? He's a big guy anymore and I'm getting old and I can't lift him. So it's not like I could lift him out of the chair and run. So, is there a place to go that we could, be hopefully safe? So those are things that I look for. And like I said, I don't usually take him by myself anymore. If we're out in the evening, my husband is with us. We always try to park in a good lighted area and usually parking a handicap van. Usually the handicap places are close to the building, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That gives you an easier advantage on where you park at.
Right. And sometimes if we can't get up close, then one of us will go out and get the vehicle and pull up to the entrance of wherever we're at to load him up. And I like to think we're a little safer that way if we're close to the entrance. Same thing, if I was by myself and I didn't feel comfortable, I would go back in and I would ask security, hey, is there somebody that can walk me out to my van and stand there while I load him in the van because that takes a little bit of time. And I would not hesitate at all to call the police department or the sheriff's office, because I know all of those guys, and say, hey, I need some help here, I don't feel comfortable, I have my son, and I need to get him in the van. And that's one of the things, he has a van, and it has a ramp on the side of the van. So once I get into the van, you have to put that ramp down, and then we always pull him up the ramp into the van. Usually I open the other side of the van, that door, but then I'm vulnerable because somebody could come up behind me while I'm loading him and bend over, hooking up the straps to his chair to secure him. So if I would be by myself, I try to leave that door closed until I get that done, and then open it, get out, close it, go around to the other side, and then secure him that way. But then again, I'm still vulnerable because I have my back to somebody. And I try to have my purse across my body so somebody can yank it off of me as well. Like Mark said, there's pros and cons to either way. Sometimes I will set it between the two seats of the front seats, so it'd make it a little more difficult for somebody to reach in and grab it. I try to keep the keys in my pocket just so I know I have my keys. Are you going to talk to us today? No?
He's probably a little sleepy.
He's a little sleepy. I think I'm boring. Those are some of the things that we watch out for. We have multiple doctor's appointments during the year, so I'm taking him to Children's or maybe Mansfield to the hospital for those appointments. And usually we can find a handicap parking place that has accessibility to open the side door and put a ramp down. Sometimes you can't do that. So years ago, I decided that I have to have a second person with me. It's just a safety issue. There have been times where you'll get there and there's no handicap spot. Well, what do I do? Sometimes I've come out to my car after I've been to an appointment. A couple of years ago, we were over at the Mansfield Hospital, parked in their handicap parking lot. We're in a parking place where it's X'd off to the side of our vehicle for a ramp and to load someone up. We come out and there's this little car that has parked between me and the next vehicle. So if I was by myself, what do I do with Cody? Let him sit there behind that car while I pull my van out so I can access the ramp. So that's just not safe. And my first priority is to keep this guy safe.
Yep.
And that's what we're gonna do.
Yep.
Yeah.
And like you said, if you feel vulnerable about it, make sure to have somebody with you at all times.
Exactly. And that's what I do now. I'm not scared to take him by myself to Columbus or wherever we need to go. But it's just a safety issue. We're going to make the best decisions possible to keep this guy safe, and that's what we aim to do.
Yeah, like my sister, she can take some friends with her if she plans on going away for a long period of time.
Mm-hmm.
That way we know she's safe.
Right. So I usually, like I said, I take my nurse. We have Nurse Carla with us today, and we take a nurse, or if one of the nurses is available, then I reach out to one of my friends and say, hey, what are you doing today? You want to take a road trip with Cody and I? I'll buy you a Wendy's on the way. And they've always been good to help, and they like to go with us on these trips. So that's just a little bit of our wheelchair safety things that I've looked at over the years that I don't know if anybody else has any safety concerns as far as wheelchairs. I know we have some providers here today and that sort of thing, but I just wanted to share some of the safety concerns that we have and what we look for when we're out in the public.
That's a really good reminder about the exits, if the exits are actually accessible.
Yes.
I wouldn't have thought about that. Just, like you said, look for any emergency exits, but they're not always accessible.
Right. Or if I am in a place where, okay, it's a 2-story building, you know, we have to have an elevator and that sort of thing too, but what if there is an emergency? So, yeah, that's just something that I've always been very cognizant of is where are the exits, how do we get out of here, and just to keep them safe.
And that's good, with or without a wheelchair.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You guys can all kind of check out where those exits are. If you need to get away from someone, it's good to know where to go for that, so it's very good.
Absolutely. So I think that's all. Oh, you're gonna wake up. I think that's all that Cody and I had to share as far as wheelchair safety. So we'll probably turn it back over to Lieutenant Elliott, and he might talk about some different stance and balance and different moves to keep you safe.
The fun stuff.
That's right.
Just to add a little bit to knowing where the exits are, so you can hear when you going somewhere. Same thing with being a cop. Bad stuff happens, I gotta stay calm, right?
Yeah.
You prepare when you go in there and you know where the exits are. And you say, if something bad happens, this is what I'm gonna do. Does it help you stay calm? Knowing what you're gonna do beforehand just helps you stay calm. That's the best advice I can give to anybody. We do police stuff. The best thing I can tell you is if you get punched in the face, you need to stay calm. Getting somebody to understand that. I'm not telling you guys to go get punched in the face. But when something bad happens at Walmart and you know where the exits are and you can stay calm, that's 99% of it.
Yeah, and luckily they do provide a map at the entrance.
That's a good point.
Yeah, if you're in a public place, make sure there's like a map or something so you can prepare yourself.
Prepare yourself, and when bad things happen, just stay calm.
Well, you could always ask the greeter too. There's always a greeter at the doors.
Yeah.
So if you're not sure, you can always ask the greeter when you walk in, so you know.
Or if you can't find the map, just ask like the greeter or something.
Yeah. What do you suggest if you're walking through a store and you feel like somebody's kind of following you through aisles? What should you do? Stay calm and
Walk up to an employee, walk up to the cash registers and just hang out up there. The employees, I'm not going to say you know they're safe, but they should be safe, right? Manager, pharmacy, somewhere like that, just walk up there and hang out. And if the person follows you up there, say, hey, this guy's following me all over the store.
How would a Walmart employee be dressed? How do we know which ones are the employees?
That's a great question.
Excellent question. Does anybody know what they wear?
Because the robbers can get very creative this day.
What do you guys think the Walmart employees wear? You know what they wear?
A light blue
They wear
vest.
like new.
So you look for that.
David here actually used to work there before his hours got cut.
Yeah.
Yep,
Did you have your vest?
yep.
And they also have badges.
Yeah, we have name
And
badges.
people that work at Meijer, how do they dress?
Maybe like red vests,
I
day
think they have
badges.
red
They have
vests.
red.
Yeah.
And Kroger's like dark blue vests with badges.
And Roll King, so most of these places,
Stuff to
TSC,
identify them.
most of these places, they dress their employees so that you know who they are, and if you needed somebody, go to any one of them. That's your first line of help when you have a situation that you're not sure about.
So the reason I brought that up is my daughter is almost 14, and while we were in the same store, so I was there, but I let her kind of go to her own aisle because I thought, well, 14, that should be safe. And I find her later, and she is panicking because a man, had been following her to the store, and even though I've talked to her for years and years about what you would do, she panicked and didn't know what to do, and didn't ask for help. So
She could also look for a mom.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing
But it's
about
not always safe either. 'Cause
always keep
sometimes
your phone in
it's true.
case you get lost in a store. Like if you're with a parent or legal guardian.
I have 3 daughters, and I have been asked to walk people out to their car before. And I think I'm kind of scary looking, but the 3 little girls apparently make it
Some
easier.
people have-
Yeah. So,
Yeah, my dad, I'm the oldest of 2 girls, so my dad understands you.
walking around with girls. So,
I wanted to bring up a point too, when you're leaving a store and going to your car. A friend of mine, this happened to her, she was pushing a cart on her way to her car and she saw 2 people get in her car, she left it unlocked. And she's like, oh my God, So she turned around and went back in the store, but they saw her approaching. I think they made eye contact, and they ended up getting out and leaving. But she said, you know, it was a really scary experience. You know, a little town like Morrow County, she just really floored her that you know, they were probably going to try to hotwire the car and take off with it. But yeah.
Check your, like I said, check your car before you get in. And
So I'm a talker, guys.
And you can, and one thing like you can do to be safe is press the lock button twice just to be sure.
That's a
I do that all the time.
I do. So I have a really common car, and I have gone to the wrong car many times because I drive a black SUV like everybody else.
Yeah, and there are so many models, it can be hard to detect which one.
I routinely go to the wrong car. That's a really good point. If I hid my key fob, it would light up the lights and I would know which one was mine. It's a really good idea.
Yeah, because I've seen some cars similar to my mom and sister's.
Mm-hmm. I've done it many times.
So if we're walking out to our car and something doesn't seem right, what do we have on us we can use if we want to get somebody away from us?
Benefit.
And button,
Or a whistle.
a whistle.
With your purse.
Can you use your purse to hit somebody with it?
Yeah, bags could make pretty good weapons.
So, disclaimer, I'm not telling you to just smack somebody with your purse if they walk up and try to talk to you. But if you're loading your car, putting your stuff in your car, does somebody have the right to come up and touch you?
No.
No.
If someone touched me in the butt, I would really punch them.
If you're loading your car in between two cars,
So,
and I walk up and get this close to you while you're loading your car, am I inside your bubble? Am I in your personal space? Do I have a right to do that? No. Okay, something bad's happening. I'm not telling you to walk up to somebody that just says, "Hey ma'am, I think you left your purse over here," and smack them with your purse. But you know, if somebody's getting close to you, they shouldn't be getting that close to you, right?
Right, absolutely.
So we can defend ourselves. So your purse, all right,
Or take martial arts.
or martial arts, that works too.
Well, didn't you say that you do did you say you have a self-defense class?
We do.
Yeah.
We do self-defense classes every year, twice a year, sometimes more. Last summer we did a self-defense class for young ladies that were graduating from River Valley. Mark had, his oldest daughter was graduating. So we did a class for girls that were going off to college or out into the workforce. So that was nice. Last fall we did a class for the Ridgedale varsity girls basketball team. Coach Griffin works here and he had reached out to us. And that was a lot of fun. The girls had a lot of energy. Last winter we did a class in conjunction with Marion Public Library, their adult lifetime learning class. We had participants from 65 years old to 87. So that was fun. They were more concerned about when they took their walk if the dog was going to chase them and what to do then. But yeah, we try to reach out to different populations, different vulnerable populations, to offer our classes. And in the long classes, Mark does a lot of actual hands-on self-defense. He brings in Chipwood Jiu-Jitsu, and they do a lot of training, one whole night of training for that class.
What's a jiu-jitsu?
Mark will tell you.
Martial arts, but it's kind of like wrestling. So they come do that. They have a gym here in town. There's a couple martial arts places in town, which I can't recommend stuff like that enough. It makes you more confident when something bad happens. And it just helps.
And Mark's girls, his own daughters do
I
it.
have a 10-year-old that does it, and she's pretty good.
Wow, I bet she's pretty impressive for her age.
She's pretty good. So it's fun. I don't know a bunch about the other gyms. I can tell you the Chipwood gym will give you can come try it out for free anytime.
Can you say that gym again?
Chipwood. It's in the old racquetball club, Marion Fitness Center on 309. You got to sign up and do a waiver, so if you get hurt, you're not going to the normal stuff, but they'll let you try it for free. So there are women in the class, they have kids class, we have some people with autism in the class. So
Yeah, I know how they feel, because I have it myself.
Well, you could come to Chipwood class, don't be afraid to come. It would be a good class for you.
I'll think about that once I start driving.
Okay. But it's a good self-defense class.
I have autism in my 4.
Yeah, you can come too,
I can?
Yeah.
Oh.
but
Could you say that again or spell it?
Chitwood,
Chip.
Chit, C-H-I-T.
So I can
Wood.
come to the gym class too?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
So I go whenever I can, but I'm kind of busy, so I don't always get there. And then we have there's 2 ladies from the last self-defense class that have been coming very regularly.
Good.
And I got hurt a couple months ago, and I haven't been able to go. Every time I go to take my daughter, they ask why I'm not staying. So,
And another deterrent are personal alarms. They are very loud, they will get attention, they will scare somebody off, and when we get finished today, I have personal alarms here for everyone to take with you, so.
I pulled this out. I have a couple different sets of keys. These are my keys for Marion Tech. But, on a lanyard like that, I can swing that and hit somebody with it, right?
Or you can punch somebody.
We'll get to that too. But you can swing this.
That way.
If it had all my keys on it, it would really hurt. But this is just keys for one building. Yeah, I could use all my other keys. Oh my gosh. What if I did something like this? You hit somebody like that?
Oh, you can hit somebody in the nut like that.
You could. Yep. But it would hurt if I hit somebody like that, right?
In the nut, yes.
You use your car key. Use a different key, because if you break it, then you're kind of straight.
Yep. We got lots of keys on here. So something just to get them away.
Or you can hit them in the eyes.
Get them in the eye.
Give them a black eye.
What did we talk about before? They're looking for the weaker person to go after. If I turned around and went like this, is that going to deter some people just knowing that I'm going to fight back?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're looking for an easy target. They're not looking for somebody that's going to fight back.
Yep,
Right.
and I'll show them that they messed with the wrong person.
So you guys want to stand up and do some fun stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Can you do it at your seats, or do we want to move to the sides?
We can move to the side.
Okay, you can move to the sides. Can you see the picture up there?
Yeah, I can see the picture.
Who plays sports?
I do
I
basketball
play
and
track and basketball.
Track and basketball? You play basketball?
yeah, but it's during the winter.
Okay. What do you play?
Me, track.
Track?
Everything.
Everything? Show me a good basketball stance.
This is defense whenever the opponent
Pretty good.
comes with
Hands
the
up.
ball.
Yeah. Why do we do this? Spread our feet out and stand like that.
Harder to follow.
It's a good base. It keeps your body up, right?
Yep, and that way you'll be ready.
And you're ready. So if somebody was going to grab me, pull me, push me, would I want to stand like this with my feet together? No. Would I want to be leaning forward like this?
No.
I want my feet spread out, a little wider than shoulder width apart. I keep my right leg back because I'm right-handed. Okay?
Yeah.
And I bring my hands up to protect my face. Okay?
Like this.
I wouldn't do that. I would do this.
Like this.
Because if you go like this, and I push your hands or I hit you in the hands, it's going to hit you in the face.
That'd be a mistake.
Yeah, that might be a little mistake. But it's okay.
Yeah.
Okay? So we bring our hands up like this, and we're protecting our face. Okay? Now if I push or smack or grab, you've got something up there to protect your face. And if I hit you and you go like this, that doesn't hurt near as bad as this, right?
It'll hurt way worse if I get a black eye.
Yeah, it would hurt if you get a black eye. So, what happens if you do get a black eye?
Well, you go all the way to the hospital and then you probably get stitches.
Do you stop fighting if you get a black eye?
Yeah, you probably
No,
would.
you don't stop fighting.
Yep, you don't.
Keep going.
Yeah, you should.
You keep fighting. You fight until the bad guy's gone.
the bad guy will be trying to
Just
feed us
keep
a
fighting
bad
back
guy too.
until they get so scared of you, they run
Run
away
away.
like a little baby.
You fight until the bad guy runs away.
Or the bad guy will try, or the bad guy will probably say, why don't you stop doing it? And I say, nope, sorry, you're not.
Yep.
That's
It's your fault. The bad guy shouldn't have messed with you, right?
Right.
So
Yep.
you get a good stance.
Yep, and again, that will show they messed with the wrong
Mhm.
person.
Just like I said, when you get your keys out, if you turn around and look at somebody that's trying to take your purse or your phone and you go like this, maybe they're not going to mess with you.
Or you can go, and then,
Okay. We're going to talk about punching too. Okay? So, a little bit of bending your knees, right?
No, he's ready to
Good
punch
base.
somebody.
Kind of squat with your butt down just a little bit.
like this.
Yep. Chin just a little bit forward and your hands up. It's a good base, just like any other sport.
Or you can
Football,
dodge your
basketball.
punches.
Yep.
You can dodge your punches if you
You
have
can
to.
dodge a punch if you have
And
to.
if the punch hits the wall, or hits the real glass, your punches will probably get hurt and get stitches.
Yeah, so you got to be careful when you're throwing punches.
Yeah.
Okay. Keep your elbows in so your arms are tight. Hands up.
Okay.
You can move around, you can look around, you can step either way, right?
Yep, like on the basketball court if you're
Right on the
pivoting.
basketball court. Like we're playing sports.
Yep, like
Okay?
Or you can do
it's
this,
on the
go
one
like
thing we
this.
have to do on the court is pivot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Same thing.
Or you can do this, like this.
Kind of like the Matrix.
Yeah, or
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Okay, when we're throwing punches,
Here we go.
everybody make a fist for me. Let's see them.
Ah!
Nobody's got their thumb stuck in there, do they?
Nope.
Okay.
No.
Oh, did you have your thumb stuck in? Okay, just like this. Okay? Now, big, tough police officer. And every now and then I have to punch people. Guess what? I never do.
Right.
I never punch with a closed fist.
Yes.
Why wouldn't you want to punch with a closed fist?
Because,
You can break your hand,
or you can break your fingers.
break your fingers. Why is that super important for me?
Because you can just go like this and stuff with your thumb.
What do police officers carry around all the time?
Taser.
Taser.
Tasers, guns,
Gun.
handcuffs,
You need your
And
fingers.
gun.
vibrate by hand.
And batons.
I can't hold any of that stuff.
And guns.
And guns. So, what happens if you break your hand?
If I break my hand, I'll probably go to the emergency room.
Yeah, but you won't be able to get in your car. Might not be able to open the car door.
Or
Might not be able to
open
start
up.
your car and drive away. So,
You may not be able to call 911 on your phone if your hand's broken.
not be able to dial your phone. I was
Or
talking-
not be able to call on your phone.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to. You can get
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to dial because your fingers wouldn't work.
Yeah, your fingers will
Yeah.
get hurt.
So I was talking to Jill. I went to training last week with a Navy SEAL. You know what he said?
But
I never punch with a closed fist.
if I punch
Same reason. Because if you break your hand, you can't do things. Go
You
ahead.
know what? That's
if I
happened.
close my fingers like this and like this, I'll probably go like this and hurt my thumbs.
Mhm. That would
And
hurt
I'll
your
probably
thumbs.
never call somebody or say high five straw, or probably open up the vehicle like you're supposed to.
Yeah. So how can we hit people or use our fist or throw a punch?
Like this.
Like this.
Like this.
So palm heel strike.
Like
Right.
that.
There's a couple things that does. Like that. It keeps your fingers and your thumb out of the way. Okay?
Like
It
this.
locks your wrist back so you're not jamming or breaking your wrist when you throw a punch. And it hits just as hard as if you throw it with a closed fist.
Or you
I
can go,
promise it hits just as hard.
or this, and you can go like this to it.
Just like that.
Or go like,
That's how you do it. So you lock your wrist back and you're punching, you're making contact with this part of your hand.
Oh wow, that's how you do it.
Yep. So when you throw that punch, you don't have to worry about breaking your hand, your knuckles, your fingers, your wrist. And you're going to do just as much damage
Or
to
you
the bad
go
guy
like
with that.
this and go like that slowly to a person hurt yourself.
Where are places we might want to punch somebody?
In the nose.
In the nose.
Or in the area, right down at the bottom.
Yeah.
You need to punch them in the groin, you punch them in the groin.
So you can get
Or
hurt
you
in
can
the
like
knee.
kick them.
We'll get to kicking too.
Sorry, decided to get me into stuff like this.
Where else did you punch
somebody?
Eyes or ears. What happens if you punch somebody in the ear? Or smack them in the side of the head?
Or you can
The ear would start bleeding.
It hurts like heck, and it makes their head spin because anybody ever had an ear infection?
I
You feel
have.
dizzy?
I have.
My mom
I
actually
haven't-
lost her hearing from an illness when she was a little girl
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Listen, I have an ear infection in my ears on this side and this side.
Does it make you feel dizzy sometimes?
Sometimes when I get an ear infection, but when I have an ear infection on this side, it makes me feel the worst. And when I have an ear infection on this side, I had to have surgery on both of them.
Yeah.
Is that right, Mom? See?
So if you hit somebody or smack somebody in the ear, it'll make them dizzy, right?
Right.
So we can do that. Eyes, can't see, then they probably can't attack you very well, right?
Right.
What if somebody grabbed me and tackled me and it was on top of me?
Then I can fight them in the butthole. Like hit them right in the groin or in the butthole.
I don't know if a butthole punch would do it, but a groin punch might.
But no headbutt, because you would both have a concussion.
Yeah, and I
What
can
if
get a
you
headache.
use your fingers to grab eyes?
I'll go like this.
Poke people in the eyes. Alright?
Right.
Scratch. If somebody's on top of you, if they got you down on the ground and they're on top of you, is there any reason to be nice to them at all then?
No. If listen, like this, do it this way. If your girlfriend or somebody breaks up with you like I have, if my girlfriend breaks up with me, I feel like I wanted to punch him really hard, like this. If he tried to be mean to me.
Well, you don't want to punch your girlfriend.
No, but I'm just saying if it was.
And I would never hit anyone in my family.
No, you should.
That's a good point. So when are we supposed to be using these skills?
So, remember how we talked. If somebody's invading your space, right?
Prepare yourself.
There's no reason.
I was just trying to
Oh,
give
we get
that
to do it?
I was just trying to give that
Oh, my camera got you.
example.
So,
What are we doing?
we're going to pretend she's got a bubble, right? If I'm over here and I say, hey, can I talk to you? Can she punch me?
No.
Should she punch me?
No.
Now, if I just walk over and say, hey, I want to talk to you,
I can punch him.
should I be that close to her?
No.
No. Can she defend herself then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, what if I reach out and go, hey, I'd like to talk to you?
That's called touching each other.
And should I be touching her?
No, you shouldn't. You
No.
should keep your hands away. And
I should keep my hands away. So as soon as I grab her, what can she do? She doesn't have to wait then. She doesn't have to be nice or back away. I've already got a hold of her. Okay? So punches, pushes, kicks, knees, all that stuff's okay right there. What happens if I come up and put my arms around her?
that would be called hands off.
Anything's fair game, right?
Listen,
I have no right to do
And
any of that,
kick
right?
you.
listen.
Right.
If you get around the hug like that, you can like, or I can like,
Or she can
Yes.
use fingers and scratch.
yes,
Grab.
somebody. Or you can do knee or kick.
Yep, these are kicks. So in our self-defense class, we talk about how to get away if somebody grabs you up, grabs you from behind. That's a lot. We do a whole day on that. So we won't talk about that right now, but if I walk up, even if I come up from behind, do I have any right to come up behind her like that?
Absolutely not.
Right. So that's when you use this stuff. You know, if I'm just standing here saying, hey, you want to go hang out somewhere? Do you just punch me?
No.
That's when you walk away or say, no, leave me alone. Right?
Right.
When I get close enough that I'm invading your space right here
And I can't get
and
away.
you can't get away,
You gotta go like this, or like,
But if I
Or
can get
yes.
away from you,
you can get away before I get to that
I
space.
should
I
get
would
away,
definitely
right?
get away.
or you can go like this to your faces if you want to do it.
Try to get away. Like I said, we always try to avoid the problem first, right?
Yes.
If that means she's scaring me and she's all the way over there and my car's over here, am I going to walk right over here and go right past her? No, I'm going to walk all the way around.
Yes.
Should I have to do that? No. But is it the right thing to do? Yes.
Yes.
Okay? She's very scared.
terrifying.
So you guys understand when we use it?
Yes. We use it only in case if somebody wants to come over and touch people in the face. Or if people would touch me
Or the touching, what if mom wants to come over and give you a hug?
then you can ask. Or then I'll say, get back to me, please. I need
I think
space.
mom's allowed to hug you anytime she wants.
Yeah, right now she is.
Yeah. Okay. You guys all okay with that? When we can use it?
The point is, you make there is trust. You know you can trust her. Can you trust a stranger?
No, you can't. If you
By
can't
default,
trust a
no.
stranger.
Nope, that's exactly
Or
right.
if it's somebody that you do trust, but then they're in your space and it's not comfortable anymore. Often, people who hurt us are people who. So.
We can tell them to
if
get
that
away.
feels tricky or uncomfortable, that's okay to say that, even if you know
Listen,
what.
if one of your persons, like somebody that you don't know is not your girlfriend,
Right.
and if somebody comes up to you and say, hey, can I touch you and hug you before I can, like, see you? And I'm like, no, you can't.
Right.
Get back off of me. And you go,
Well, on the flip side, talk about how you have to be careful getting in personal space because he tends to, and I remember one time we were in the store, he likes to give high fives, and he went up to this older lady that we didn't know and went like this, and she, and I said, like, Josiah, you're scaring people,
You have to
buddy.
be careful.
yeah, I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, I know.
Help her.
It was a
She didn't want a high
mistake.
five.
It was a mistake of the lady, I'm sorry.
So if you don't
That
know,
happens,
don't
but you
know
gotta
what
be
to
careful.
do.
Because they might think you're getting in their personal space and do the stuff we just did.
Yeah.
So I think we're gonna take a small break because the pizza is here. So how about we kind of do a 20-minute pizza back?
Are you gonna throw a closed fist or you just like
I
that?
think the wires,
Okay.
You're welcome.
Good.
Ow.
Good.
Good job.
Okay. We're gonna stop. You stop. You're getting hurt. We're gonna punch right there. Stop. Backside of the pad. Push all the way through the pad. Really hard. Can't hurt me, I promise. Good job. There you go. Keep going. Good. Good job.
Good job. He's going down for sure.
Yeah. You're doing great.
Yeah, perfect.
Okay, hold on, I
Perfect.
All right.
Okay, one good right hand.
Oh,
Good job. Good job.
Good job, Kayla.
Ready? Should be a good stance.
That was awesome. Good job.
Like this. Break it back. Nope. Break it back just a little bit. Are you right-handed?
Yeah.
This foot back just a little bit. There you go. Spread them out just a little bit. Bend your knees. Hold on like that. Put your hands up. Grab. Okay. Good. Good job. Punch all the way through the pad. Perfect. Good. See if you can hurt me.
He's trying to hurt you, Christina.
Hurt him. Good. All the way through. Good job. Good job. That was a good one. There you go. Good job. Good job. Good job.
You give it 30, they always stop.
Yep.
Good job.
There we go. Come on.
Your turn, Erica.
No.
Yes. You made me do it, you do it.
Disclaimer, stand to be responsible for injuries.
Say, normally there aren't too many people bigger than me.
Yeah, right.
Come on, Alex.
Alright. See that stance? Perfect.
Yeah,
Okay.
Washer.
Good. Very good.
You got it, Alex.
Perfect. Good job. Good job. Perfect. Good. Really
Good
good.
job, Alex.
There you go. That's awesome. Good job. You guys all did really good.
Thank you.
Anybody else want to try?
Good job.
Try?
I don't
Come
know
on.
I need to.
Come on.
Oh, wow.
I think Tristan wants part of it because we're different heights and I won't know what to do. If I was wearing heels.
All right, ready?
As ready as I'm going to be.
Good stance.
Okay.
Good. Hands up. Good.
Turn it in.
There you go. Oh, punch all the way through it.
Let me get
Turn it in. It's kind of hard with children.
There you go.
There you go.
My children.
All the way through. So if you're hitting here, you stop back here. Punch all the way through it. Good. There you go.
I don't really see the point in using that hand.
Keep it up here to defend your face. There you go. Good. You'll hit hard. There. Go. There you go. Good job.
That's what I would try.
Okay.
Good job. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's the light.
Come on, Brian. Show me. Come on.
Come on.
Brian, come on.
I can hurt myself. Thank
No, you won't.
Oh, wait. Come on.
She said, yeah.
Nobody else wants to try? Okay.
Good job, Mom.
That's right. So,
Go, Mom, go.
So here's something that we didn't talk about and we haven't done
oh,
yet. So what should we be doing when we're throwing the punches?
yelling.
Screaming.
Yelling. Yelling. What are we going to say?
Stop, get back.
Get away from me. Stop. Help. Make a scene. Alright? There you go. Okay. Let's hear you yell when you do it this time. Perfect. Perfect. Good job. Perfect.
Yes.
Excellent. Believe it or not, that's probably the hardest thing to get people to do.
Mom, which one's
You guys all for the punches, but you don't want to make a scene.
Yeah, this one.
So get people to yell and talk and make a scene. Because there's people like me walking through the parking lot and I see that I come up.
This one.
So,
On this,
so I'm
You may want to tell them about
on this
your
one, which one's your best fit?
self-defense when you do Red Man.
So we do, I don't want to give away all the secrets, because some of you guys might sign up, but we do Red Man, which is something we use in law
I guess
enforcement, it's a padded
I'm
suit.
this thing.
So we put somebody in a padded suit, we have bats, you come in and you fight it.
With a bat.
Nope.
Oh.
Padded suits,
The mat.
it's a mat, it's like a wrestling mat.
I was
Now,
like, wait, why are we something?
the biggest thing is, we want you to think about your bats. We want you to be loud, scream and yell, and we don't want you to quit. So just because somebody knocks you down or gets on top of you, is the fight over? No. Just because maybe somebody hits you in the face, is the fight over?
Maybe you get lucky and knock them down. Is it over?
No. That's something else we go over. You need to be, we want you to get away, but you need to be able to get away. You know, I'm a little older now, but a 25-year-old that you knock down, you think he's going to be able to jump right back up and come after you again? So that's not the time to run away, right? Just because they're on the ground doesn't mean the fight's over and we're going to stop.
Do you guys know, when are you offering the next class?
We usually do it at the end of October, 1st of November. We haven't set any dates, but if you watch our Facebook page and
And you always send it to me too. I'll make sure and send it out to our families and our providers and all that good stuff. Because I think that'd be great.
I will give you one hint.
What's that?
I'll give you one hint. Try to build stress, because I can't punch you in the face, I can't do all that stuff, same thing when we do police training. I have to build stress because I can't shoot at you, I can't pull a knife on you. So try to build stress, don't let the stress get you. Just get it quick before it ends because you get stressed out. But I want you to be stressed out because if you can react under stress, you can react when it happens in real life. What happens is you never feel that stress, and then when it happens for real, you don't know how to. I get people to the point where they cry. And then I feel horrible, but you cry, and then we get through it, and then you laugh about it and think it was the best thing you've ever done. So I promise, if you can make it all the way through the end and come to the class,
And is it 2 days, 3 days,
so normally it's 4.
4 days?
4 days, 2 hours or 4 hours? 4 hours.
Wow.
2 hours.
2 hours.
2 hours. know 4 nights. So I'll make sure they know, I'll make sure that. Put it on our Facebook page now, we've never sent it, so I'll make sure it's on our newsletter. Did you guys all learn?
Yeah.
What did everybody learn? What do you remember most?
We learned this.
Yeah, what else?
And then
Always have to be careful what, of your surroundings when you go out, especially at night, Carrie.
Christina, did you learn anything? I liked the, knowing your exits. I've never really thought about that. Yeah. So knowing where to run if I have to run.
Quick story that I steal. Rick there.
Yeah.
My teacher, Rick there, he usually helps with it. Remember the Batman movie shooting years ago? It's in Colorado. A lot more people got hurt and shot because they all tried to go out and what's at the bottom of the movie theater? Exits. Well, the habit is I came in that door, so that's the door I'm going to go out. It doesn't matter that there's an exit there, but I can walk out that's 5 feet away from it. So you have to plan ahead of time to know I can go out those exits. I don't have to go out that one. And everybody else is going to try to run out.
They say that on an airplane, check your closest exit, it might be behind you. You're just looking forward, you don't realize you're sure.
We blow that stuff off all the time. Because
Right.
the one time it happens, I know there's an exit right there. Everybody else is going to run to that one, but I'm going to go out that one and we go outside. Walmart, Meijer, gas station. When you're driving, I try to always make sure I have a way to get out one way or the other. And I know how to.
Well, it was very good training. Do you guys have anything else? Does anybody have any questions?
No.
No? You guys did great today. Very interactive. Good job.
And